Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Glengarry Glen, and this movie came out in 1992, and it's directed by James Foley, the same director as 50 Shades Darker and 50 Shades Freed, not 50 Shades of Grey. And those are the only other movies that I've seen from him. And this movie I liked a lot better. Although, entertainment-wise, I think I prefer the 50 Shades sequels. Just as far as entertainment value goes from memory. And I haven't seen those in a while, but from what I remember having a good laugh. But this movie I really enjoyed as a straightforward thriller, and it's also kind of a crime thriller in, I guess, the second half of the movie. And this movie is mostly dialogue, and you don't really see much of anything in terms of action. And this movie is also based off of a play, and I didn't know that going into it, but after the movie was done, I did a little bit of research on it, and I discovered that it was based off of a play, and it kind of makes sense with it like having a very few different locations and just being mostly dialogue, and it made sense to me. Let's just say that. The characters in this movie are well established, and the acting is good, and the only performance in this movie that was distracting for me was Alec Baldwin, mostly because of his character being kind of over the top and just really irritating to watch, and I just wanted him to leave the screen, and eventually he does, and he only has no more than 10 minutes of screen time, but when he's on screen, he's pretty annoying. It's just that once he gets on screen, it feels like everything is brought to a grinding halt and nothing's being progressed. And once he leaves, that's when it gets better for me because the story is moving. We're getting plenty from the characters, and the stakes are well realized, and it's just a very engaging movie for me. And I kind of like how everyone in this working environment just hates each other. And there's like no two men that get along with each other for the most part. And I really enjoyed what the movie explored overall with these salesmen and how they're just painting everything like a perfect picture. And in reality, that's not the case at all. And my favorite performance in this movie was Al Pacino. He was a lot of fun to watch. And he was very memorable, and he has some over-the-top moments, but it makes sense with the character, and it's not irritating, nor does it bring the movie down to a grinding halt. It adds to his character and moves the story forward, is how I felt about it. And Kevin Spacey was great in it, too. He was pretty reserved, and I liked that element that he brought to his character. There's plenty of really great and solid scenes in this movie, and this movie is mostly dialogue, and I do feel as though it thrives on dialogue, because that's all that happens in the movie, really. Just dialogue, and that's all you really see, and anything that is action-related just happens off-screen without spoiling anything. And I never really felt the runtime for this movie. It was an hour and 40 minutes. I felt as though that was a good runtime for this movie. Didn't waste any time, and I leave the movie happy and satisfied. So I would recommend that you check this movie out. It's currently on Netflix. I don't know for how long, but check it out. I think it's good. It's simple. It delivers on what you would want, and if you can get past the Alec Baldwin scene, which I personally feel drags the movie down a decent amount. But once you get past that, it just kind of becomes a good movie, and everything aside from the Alec Baldwin scene is really solid in my opinion. So definitely check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Glengarry Glen a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Glengarry Glen and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, the only Nightmare on Elm Street movie I haven't seen, nor have I reviewed. And I guess the only, Nightmare on Elm Street movie I haven't reviewed either is, debatably Freddy versus Jason, if you want to call that a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Maybe it's a Friday the 13th movie. I don't know. But I have seen that movie before. I just haven't reviewed it yet. But I'll get to that one day. But anyways, Freddy Said, The Final Nightmare. Look forward to my review of that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.